Welcome back to another video. It has been a long weekend. Started out early on Friday. If y'all watched that video, you can see where I went to Grand Isle, Louisiana, set up a host location, and had a bunch of things going on yesterday and Saturday. Today's Sunday, but there's some particular things that I have noticed. I have been in, I'm gonna say, these ADSB projects for probably going on 14 months now. With a previous project I don't mention anymore. I refuse to give them any kind of clout of any kind, good or bad, but it's all bad. But even being in that project or those projects for so long and having probably set up now close to 30 to 40 stations between mine and friends and family and host and everything else like that, you learn something new. And different projects look at things a certain different way. And this install I did in Grand Isle, again, check that video out if y'all saw it. It's very interesting. And it's kind of a fun video to make. There was some crypto involved in it. I have chapters in it because you know me. I tend to go and make videos way too long. You know, this is supposed to be a short Sunday video. By short, it means it might be 40 minutes instead of an hour, but I'm just joking. No, this is going to be a short video because that's going to come across what I'm trying to tell you, a quick teaching moment. But this Grand Isle install has opened my eyes out to a lot of things. So let's get to that video real quick. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about, what I'm dealing with. Maybe y'all can all learn something also. So where I'm getting at is, for a lot of, for a long time and still to this day in the Discord, you see how we need, we're trying to dashboard flex and see how many airplanes that we can max out on our TAR 1090 screens and everything like that. And look, I have installs that are very poor setups, and I have a family member has a poor setup where the antenna's right behind their house. I have an antenna at my house, but it has a big tree next to it, but I wanted something at my house, of course. And then I have some that's on a friend's 400 plus foot tower. And of course, the 400 foot tower on a really, really, really good day, if there's a lot of flights going on, can get 300 flights at a single time. That's not with the P Preston. This is a single time version. When you look at a TAR 1090 screen, I'm getting 300 to 400 miles on it. And I was flexing that one hard, and it was getting me, I would say 3 to 4 times the amount of wings than any of my other stations were getting. And I was super proud. I was thinking it was going to get no better than that. So I got the opportunity to set up a station in Grand Isle, and Grand Isle, Louisiana is the deep, deep, deep south of Louisiana, which is literally the guy's fishing camp. And again, in the video, I'll show you pictures of it. You spit out his back door, you spitting into the Gulf of Mexico. There is nothing obscuring that. So I thought it was going to be a great install. I was so happy. You're looking at it, you can see way off in the Gulf, you can see oil rigs out there and everything like that. And then I started looking at the results after I was sweating my brain out. And I started realizing that I'm not getting a lot of flights like I thought I was going to be. I was very disappointed at first, changing different gains and stuff like that. And as the day went on, I closed it down, went right around Grand Isle and stuff like that. Of course, went home, 2-hour ride. And that evening, and then into the next day, I started checking my TAR 1090 screens, and something, I'm going to say kind of amazing happened was, while I was not getting a whole lot of more planes, I was averaging 120 to 150 planes like I do with most of my average other stations that are average installs. But I started getting more mileage, and I started getting into more hexes. And I posted pictures today in the Discord, and I'm going to show them here, where I was getting way more hexes. Not way more, I'd say 7 or 8 or 9 hexes. But what it was is I was getting additional hexes that nobody else is covering. So just from this install, that I'm not getting a lot of flights compared to some of my other stations. What it is though, I am hitting 7 to 8, 9 new hexes. So you look at this photo right here, and this photo, everything that's below this red line right here is all new. Now, the light colored blue ones, I'm only 3%, 4% coverage, some less than that. I'm not getting hardly any wings for that. But you see all these blue ones right here and this one, I'm 100% covering those. That's 180, 190 wings per hex. So now when I go to my WINGBITS dashboard, my tower that is getting close to 4,000, was close to 4,000, right underneath 4,000. Yesterday was 31, 3,200. That was yesterday. Yesterday was right about 3,200, I think it was. 3,222. Now, when you look at what my Grand Isle station's getting, it's getting 50 less. 50 less for a station. Again, I'm going to say this again. This station is getting half of the flights that the tower's getting. Half. So I'm very eager to see how this does over the week. That in beginning, I'm getting very disappointed in this. Because I'm thinking that, man, this thing's not getting that many flights. I'm getting 120 flights, 130 flights, whatever it was. And I wasted all this time for no reason. And every time that this map updates, I can't wait this map updates later this evening. Because I'm gaining more and more. So I'm getting 185 on this one. This one's new, 191. This one's new, 185. This one's new, 188, 199. And you see where it's getting, 192. I'm maxed out on this one. Why is this one all of a sudden way down here? And another one, I don't know. I mean, I'm about to hit Cancun. I love Cancun. Love Cancun. My goal is to hit Cuba, but I don't know. But what I'm getting at is right now I'm working on a host station that's supposed to be around Mississippi Gulfport area. Do I really even need it? And that's where I'm getting at with this video also is instead of Gulfport, I might just work on, you know, my other host station that's going to be closer to Mobile. Got some friends in Florida. You know, I know Florida has a lot of stations, but that's another thing too, is starting to look at where are these stations at right now? And again, I mean, I don't know how to say this without sounding rude and greedy and stuff like that. I've made it worse on myself by bringing friends along, but I don't want to be greedy. You know, my friends were along with me on Helium. They came with me to the other project I don't speak of anymore. And now, of course, if they want to get in WINGBITS, I'm going to let them in WINGBITS. But you take off these planes just to kind of get this, you know, clean up the map a little bit, is majority of these stations from here to here to here, I know everybody in this. And we are splitting ourselves up on this dashboard. We're killing each other, you know. Now my stations are doing that good, but if I log into one of my friends' stations, you know, they're struggling. You know, they got 2 stations that they moved over, and look how many wings they're getting. And you kind of feel bad for them. You know, their highest ones are rank 4, but they're getting 35 tokens in, you know, not wrong. You know, they got 3,000, 3,800 in 7 days, but still you're splitting it up. And, you know, if another friend wants to come in and put something in here, again, I don't want to sound greedy, so please don't take this the wrong way that Grumpy is greedy. I really don't need that saying to catch on. But do we really need another WINGBIT station in here? When you look at this map, do you really need another WINGBIT station that is going to come in here? I don't think so. How much more can you, what if you put the station right here, or a station right here, or a station right here? What are you going to cover that we're not covering already? And I think that's what, you know, and look, that's not just here. You know, you look in between like San Antonio, Austin, Houston, even to a point. You come around Los Angeles. Look, I know they want more people in the project. This is just me talking. This is me, not endorsed by WINGBITS. I'm sure WINGBITS wants as many people as they can, but even Phoenix. What are you adding one? You adding a station here, and all you're doing now is splitting all these hexes with somebody. You put one further out, Lake Havasu. You know, it's, you look for the places where they might be missing, you know, instead of the clusters. That's just my point I'm getting at is, even if, because I had somebody in Discord say that they could put one somewhere, but it's not an ideal setup. I've just proven that an ideal setup that's down here, 10 feet off the ground, that is getting 140 to 150 flights, that even has internet issues sometimes, because during the middle of the day, like right now, I can't even access it for this video because the Wi-Fi inside of the box is getting overheated because it's 100 degrees down there. But the station's still running, because as soon as the internet comes back in a little bit, what happens is it starts charging. It gets overheated from charging, shuts down to cool off. A couple minutes later, it cools off because there's nothing running. It comes back on. All the data that it's holding for WINGBITS gets cached, and then it gets pushed out. So I'm still getting that, but I can't access it exactly right now, but it's still having those issues, and I'm still getting, you just saw the results of the WINGBITS. You know, here we are Sunday. Sunday's not even a lot of flights out there. Y'all know that. But you can sit there and look at this and see there are 222 flights on here. This is my tower. 222 flights on a Sunday. And let's see what the maximum distance is we're doing right now. 265 miles right now is what the maximum distance is that we're seeing. Again, this, you can see where the lines are. This easily gets 300 miles plus sometimes. And yet the Grand Isle station is getting whatever it was in that in those pictures. But here's one of the pictures I took yesterday where you can see it's only getting 101 aircraft, but I'm also getting 444 miles. So again, it's adding my hexes, but the total aircraft is nothing like I'm getting on a tower. So again, what's this all sum up to? 2 or 3 different things. First of all, I've had people, I said this earlier, but I had people who in the Discord said, man, I really want to put this station at so my friend's house, buddy's business, a host, or I just, you know, I have enough place set up, but I think it's going to suck. You don't know until you try. And you don't know until you let it run for a couple of days, because I was so disappointed with my Grand Isle station yesterday. I almost ripped it out at that point right then. It is 10 feet off the ground. It's 10 feet off the ground because I showed y'all I'm using those fence rail posts from Home Depot. The antenna's on top of the fence rail post, and that's all it is. And I thought I wasn't going to get anything additional when I got now. It also tells you that if you are going to put a station right next to each other, the next hex over, you might not be benefiting anything from it. You're going to be disappointed in the amount of wings you get off of it, thinking there's something wrong. But if you're splitting the same hexes again, you might not benefit from it. The only thing you can do is try. But my point I'm trying to make is, again, is that if you have another hex somewhere further out that wants to put it, you talk about putting a station up, try it. Because if you're going to start hitting hexes, even if it gets half the aircraft that you normally get, you get the correct antenna, you get one of the blue SDRs, you get good LMR 400 or KMR 400 from Amazon. Links in my description. If it's going to be longer than 10 feet of feed line. If it's 10 feet under, you can get by with the 240, because I'm using the 240 on that Grand Isle install. I'm not using LMR 400. I had a roll of 240 from Amazon. It's 10 feet. The station's right at the bottom of the pole. It works, and you see the results. But my point is, you use the quality stuff. The biggest thing in this project is, and I know this is going to upset certain people who I consider friends, even though you might not consider me friends because we barely know each other, but people I consider friends that I get along with in Discord who are mods at WINGBITS. I know this is going to upset him every time I say this. And he says how he never agrees with me on this. You have to get these antennas outside. You have to get these antennas outside. You have to get these antennas outside. Above the roof line. Now, can you put them in the attic? Yes. Will they work in the attic? Yes. I've showed y'all this station before. This is my sister's install. She has a very, very, very strict HOA. Y'all have seen my previous video. She has the black antenna she has black gutters on her house. We covered the little chrome piece of the antenna fastener mount on the bottom with black electric tape. And this is installed against the black gutter has been there for almost a year and nobody has ever seen it before. It is only somehow, if you see where there's a little black, I'm pointing at the screen, boy, I'm a freaking moron. Where this black dot is, the back of her house, y'all not going to believe me on this, the back of their house points this way. Somehow, through the house, she is getting what you see here. This is a lot of trees in this area, but somehow she's still getting it. My point I'm trying to make is this is behind the house. She has 40 aircraft. We tried this first for a day in her house. She does not have a metal or aluminum or that metal shielding looking stuff on the back of her roof. And she was only getting 12 to 15 aircraft directly over the head of the house. When we moved in the backyard, it immediately jumped to about 30 something at that time. Today is 40. It's a Sunday. There's less. My point I'm trying to make is that shows you how much putting this inside your attic is going to hurt you. If you're okay with that, just to be involved in the project. Hey, if you live in an area that there's not one of these white dots, pick something. You live right here. Pick something. You live right here. Or live right here. And there's no dots around you. Therefore, you know those hexes around you are wide open and nobody's claiming them. Put an antenna in your attic. Because you're going to exclusively get that 1 or 2 or 3 hexes. But then if you put it outside, you're probably going to catch 12 to 15 hexes and do the math. That's the point I'm trying to get at is just try it. You try it and just don't assume because it's a poor setup, you're going to do bad. A poor setup here, a poor setup here is probably going to do just as good, if not better. And I would probably venture to say better than you putting another station here. Does that make sense? I'm just proved that with this Grand Isle setup. Having way more flights does not automatically mean better rewards. Now, this disclaimer for the good of the project, yes, we want as many flights as we can get. We're trying to help this project as much as possible. But I know they got people out there because they have contacted me, and I've seen them on Discord. They have contacted me saying, man, I really want to do this, but you know, there's no other stations around me. Well, that's a good thing in this project. You don't want stations around you, you know, or there might be a tree blocking the way. I don't care. So you have 360 degrees around you. 20 degrees in this direction might be blocked. Brother, you got 340 degrees around you that you can still get. Put the freaking antenna up. You don't know until you try it. You put the blue SDR up, you use good feed line, you get that antenna outside above the roof line, and just test it out for 7 days. See what happens. That's it. So that's it. Not long video. I just wanted to just hopefully give some people some motivation of one thing we learned today. I'm sure they're going to have some people make comments about it, good, bad, whatever. It is what it is. I'm used to it by now. If anything, hopefully gives just somebody some inspiration to try the project out when they thought they might not have a good thing. Or some people are worried about, you know, putting out 2 or 3 stations, but they don't know, you know, where those host stations are, if they're going to be good or not. You never know unless they try. I would say if they're right next to you, I wouldn't. At least right now, I'm not doing any more host stations anywhere close to me. My host stations have to be at least 100 miles from where I am now. Got one going up in Texas. All the stuff's being mailed to him as we speak. I'm hoping to have that one online by the end of the week. I'm super excited, and I'm so excited about it. I really am contemplating taking off Thursday and Friday from work and driving down to Corpus Christi, 8-hour drive, strictly to help install this device. That is how excited I am for this project. If you haven't checked out my other channel, GrumpyDad Outdoors, please, please, please do a brother a favor. Subscribe for me. It needs help. People wanted me to start doing these other type of videos. For those who didn't know, last year when I started this channel, they asked for this kind of stuff from South Louisiana, cooking, different things about it. And YouTube was killing me with the algorithm because they don't like you to change subjects and stuff. So I made the channel you're watching now strictly crypto. That's more of an outdoors, everything about South Louisiana. You know, I don't know if I should rename that one. I don't know if I should rename this one. A couple of things I'm contemplating. But if you haven't, please help me out. Check the channel out. Like a couple of videos from me. Hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. If you haven't been my Twitter X page, please also, again, help me out and like my page. This really helps me out when I'm trying to research other projects. They really look at this kind of stuff. You know, it's at GrumpyDad56. I know a lot of y'all, have told me y'all don't mess with Twitter X. I understand that, but for those who do, hey man, venture over, just hit the follow button for me. I appreciate it, and that kind of thing like that. Another thing I was told yesterday was some point YouTube changed the algorithm where you don't get notified about new videos anymore. So if you have to go on your phone or whatever you're looking at on YouTube where your picture is, you can go into the settings there, look under notifications, and you'll probably have toggled off, new videos or notifications for your subscribe channels and stuff. Make sure you check that out. Also, please like this video. If you help me out, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We got a lot of stuff coming up. They have some big news coming up from WINGBITS. So y'all know that I try to get this stuff out for y'all. A lot of y'all follow me because of WINGBITS. Yes, Axie and them do some great videos with WINGBITS. They're very, very busy. Sometimes they can't get the videos done. And I do that because I know my audience is into WINGBITS for those who, want to watch that kind of stuff. Also the Facebook page that we're in. If you want to get into the Facebook page to learn about other projects also, make sure you look in the description. There's a place to follow that. So happy weekend. Hopefully this video wasn't too long for y'all. Thank y'all for following, and see y'all tomorrow with our passive income project, coverage of all our projects and what's new. Thank y'all. Have a good weekend.